Have you ever had one of those kids in your life, friend or not, that lies about everything for no reason? But just someone who's really committed to something they made up to impress the other kids or get that satisfaction of successfully fooling everyone. I'm pretty sure that's a canon event in everyone's childhood, but these two people I'm gonna talk about didn't necessarily lie about everything, but they really had this one lie that they did not let go. I wonder if kids nowadays still do that, like lying about being half vampires, saving a snow in a jar when it's actually just baby powder, owning a unicorn, telling someone that you can totally feel their third eye on their forehead, or some other stuff to impress other people. I personally don't think I've ever done that. I was friends with older kids and it was their job to convince me about some stupid shit. For example, I used to have really long hair as a kid and they told me that it's not a good thing to have really long hair. They told me if my hair reached my ass, all my hair would fall out and I'd go bald forever. So I begged my mom to get me a haircut, and when I did, they told me I shouldn't have done that because my long hair was pretty. I could have had long, pretty hair. I've had a friend who lied about having some wolf blood because of her hairy arms, but that's about it. I want to start with this girl we are naming Alex. Alex was kind of a frenemy of mine back in elementary, meaning we kind of treated each other as friends, but we know deep down we don't like each other. She was kind of an outcast because most of us didn't really like her. I feel bad that happened to her, but honestly, she was low-key a fucking bitch. I can't remember much, but I do know she kind of felt like she was above others, and most of us eventually got the memo that she was unlikable. I can't remember which friends I was with, but we used to be obsessed with teacup Pomeranian dogs. My friends and I obsessing over those dogs piqued Alex's interest. We talked about it a lot until she told us that she has a relative who has those teacup Pomeranians and she could help us get one. We already knew she was lying, but we kept going anyway to see how far she could take this. We talked about getting one from her relative and they approved. She said her relative was willing to deliver these puppies to school with a pretty well-known delivery company because she didn't know where we lived. She convinced us to stay after school for a few days to wait for this delivery guy. I'd say at that point we kind of started like believing in her because she was doing the most. While waiting, we actually saw a delivery guy come through. Alex was like, "Oh look, it's here," but the delivery guy kept driving. Alex told us the delivery guy ended up stealing the puppies because he didn't stop. So she got up and went to the security guard and told him that the delivery guy stole something from us. Oh my god, you're fucking crazy telling the security guard about this? You can drop the act. We know you're lying. The security guard didn't do anything about it. Valid, because what the hell is this little shit on about? She turned to us and was like, "Well guys, the puppies got stolen, so that's that." I can't blame her. She was probably just one of those kids who lied a lot in order to make friends and become likable. Because if you have something that most people don't, that's amusing to them. Some get envious and think you're better than everyone else, and it makes you feel good. I understand that completely. If we're talking about kids, then it's absolutely not that deep. Kids do whatever the fuck they want, even if it's good or bad. I just want to add that there was a time where everyone was talking about Minecraft. My friend asked her, despite knowing that she was gonna lie, if she had played it. She was like, "Yeah." We asked her what her level was, and that obviously doesn't exist in Minecraft. And she said she was around level 50. Classic, not too high, not too low. She actually reached out to me in high school and asked me if I remembered her. Girl, I know who you were, but also I literally don't give a shit about you anymore. Moving on to this girl we're calling Bestie because she has been my bestie for over a decade now. Hello, if you're watching. Let me start from the beginning. Once upon a time, when I was around 9 or 10, I wanted to become a fashion designer and I told Bessie about it. I don't know what went through her head, but she told me that she used someone who's a successful fashion designer all the way from France. And on top of that, that fashion designer had flares with her. You might ask, what the fuck are fairies? According to Bessie, they're kind of like fairies, but they don't have wings. Those don't exist at all. I remember searching about it online and it showed nothing. I was interested to hear more nonetheless. She went all the way back when she was younger, when she used to live somewhere else. She said she met those fairies accidentally, which gave them no choice but to reveal themselves fully to her. They have magic and shit, so they granted her a lot of wishes, including giving her a secret room that can appear in a sewer as long as she said the right password. I asked her why sewers, and she was like, well, it had to be somewhere unexpected. And it made sense. Obviously, I can't just believe her words. I wanted proof. So we went to a random storm drain or storm sewer, and she sat down and said some gibberish, and then nothing happened. I was like, so where is it? And she was like, well, you heard the password, so now I can't go in anymore. And I was like, that's so unfair. I didn't even understand what you said. And she was like, well, you heard it anyway, so it'll never work. So I told her to do it again, but with me covering my ears so that I won't hear it. But she was like, I told you I can't because you already heard the password. Before that, she actually mentioned that she had locked someone there that she didn't like. Useless info, but I was eager to see that secret room. Going back to being a fashion designer, as a drawer, I obviously drew a lot. My bestie was easily impressed by my art skills at that time and said that she could send my designs to this fashion designer from France that she knows personally. So she told me to draw dresses and outfits and write a letter to that fashion designer. She even gave me an envelope that I could use. And I knew nothing about sending letters to people even up until now. You have email, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. You don't need to wait 3 to 5 business days just for you to read haha. When I finished the letter, she wrote down our address and the receiver's address, which was just France. We didn't have like one of those postage stamps that you see on envelopes. So she cut up a small piece of paper and glued it on the envelope. She asked me what the flag of France looked like so she could draw it on the stamp sticker thing, but I had no idea, so she ended up asking me to draw the Eiffel Tower on it. I'm not sure what happened next, but I remember her giving me the French fashion designer's phone number. I did try to call that number very early in the morning because as a stupid kid, any country that isn't my country must be in a different time zone. Nobody ever picked up. I can't remember much, but Bessie must have given me a new letter that was supposed to be from the fashion designer. The letter probably said some shit like my drawings are good and that's it. When I brought this up with Bestie, she actually could not remember anything from it, so I'll never really know what went through her head. I'm disappointed actually. So while I was telling her this story just recently, she just kept laughing and asking what happened next since I was the only one who remembered all of it. We were on a video call one time and I tried to scare her by saying someone was looking in through her window and she did not give a fuck. Because that was her shit. She used to be that kid who would lie to someone to scare or to fuck with their heads. I can't outdo the doer, you know. I was a very naive and extremely gullible child, so I'm often the victim of those lies. I can't really remember if there's anything else someone said to me that I believed for a long time because as I grew up, I learned to not believe so easily. But deep down, I know a small part of me believed in some of them. But I'm a huge skeptic now. I need evidence to fully believe in something stupid that people tell me. I don't think I learned anything from these experiences, considering we were children at that time and that was such a long time ago. The only thing I got from those is some fun stories to tell people, I guess. I do miss being a child when I had no insecurities and loved to play outside all day and come back home to think about playing again the next day. Anyway, you can share some of your stories in the comments and I'd be happy to read them all. Thank you, bye!